I like your background.
Thank you. How's your day?
Good morning, Fred.
Morning.
How are you?
Fine. How are you doing, Mr. Whittington?
Okay, how about you?
I'm doing good. How you feeling today? Enjoying that sunshine, are you?
Yeah. You?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the summer. It's good. I see you've got Mr. Trump. Have you changed your last time I talked to you, you didn't like him, and now you got him in the background. So I guess you're going back and forth between Mr. Trump.
I don't like Joe Biden.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to wait for Mr. Hatch. He represents the lady that, that was in the car.
Yeah.
And your advocate can't join us today?
No.
Oh, okay. You know, when I talked to her yesterday, I mean, she said she wanted to help you understand the questions, but if I ask a question that you don't understand, you're going to tell me that, and I'll, if you don't understand it, I don't want you to answer it. Okay?
Okay.
Not here to, play any tricky or anything. I just, if you don't understand, just tell me.
Okay.
Shouldn't be too long today. I mean, we covered most of it. I don't know what Mr. Hatch has to ask you. I just got a couple things about, how you've been doing since the last time we talked in March, and a few other things. So, good. I like your sunglasses.
The light hurt my eyes.
Oh, okay. I gotta get a pair too.
Yeah, I got these at Walmart in that structure. All the screwdrivers stuff is
Yeah.
$6.
Oh, yeah, they safety glasses.
I think so.
Well, if you got them where the hardware is, they probably are.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Where are you?
Home.
At home?
Yes, at home.
Because I thought with that background you might be at Trump headquarters or something.
Probably is.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah. I don't like Joe Biden because your property tax is going to go high sky.
Your property tax is the state, so you can't really do much about that.
Your income tax.
Oh, income tax,
Yep.
federal tax.
Yep. And your they gonna cut the Army and Air Force, all that, cut them down to the bones. And your insurance, you're gonna be going. How's your summer?
My summer's good.
Yeah.
Except, I was supposed to go on vacation in September,
Yeah.
but I can't go now because I can't leave the country,
Yeah.
which is very disheartening for me.
Yeah. Go Israel.
What'd you say about Israel?
Go to Israel. Or
No, I'm not going to Israel.
Scotland.
I'm going back. I go to Colombia in
Yeah.
South America.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back there when I can.
Yeah.
It recharges me.
Yeah.
On life.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm going to, excuse me just a minute, but I'll be back. We're just waiting for Mr. Hatch. We still got 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
And Mr. McCauley might join us. Mr. McCauley's with the city's company, MMA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning, Rob.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. Good morning, Mr. Whittington.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Could be better.
Good.
What happened? Mm. Sissy, be quiet. Sit that up there. Hello.
Hello, Fred.
Hey, hi Chris, how are you doing?
Very well, thanks. Hey,
Do you know everyone? Debbie? Well, everybody's got their name there, so we don't even have to do that.
Right?
Oh, no. We just need, okay, are we ready to go? Mr. Whittington, are you ready to go?
Yes.
He's muted. He's muted.
No.
Yes.
Oh, okay, you're all set, ready to go?
Yes. Are you?
Okay. We took your deposition, looks like at least the first part of it back in March.
Did you want me to swear him in first?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Mr. Whittington, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this proceeding?
I do.
Thank you. Go ahead, Fred.
Okay, Mr. Whittington, as you know, my name is Fred Costlow, and I'm here on behalf of the city of Bangor in connection with the lawsuit that you filed. We took at least the first part of your deposition back in March. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And we didn't finish that day because you were getting tired and you wanted to take a break, so we did that. You remember?
Yes.
Can you speak up just a little bit? I'm having trouble hearing you.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Much better. Now, when we did that, I gave you some instructions, and I'm going to repeat those instructions today for you, just so to make sure that you understand them, okay?
Okay.
And we kind of talked about this a little bit before the deposition began, and that is that I don't want you in the deposition to answer any questions that you don't understand, okay?
Okay.
Because yesterday your advocate called me. Were you on that call as well?
Yes. No, but it's in her office.
Okay. Well, she wanted to be present today, and I told her that that was okay with me, but that, I would have to ask the questions. And I think her concern was that you might not understand my questions. And so what I want you to do, and the most important thing for you is to make sure that you do understand my questions before you start your answers, okay?
Okay.
All right? And all you have to do is say, I don't understand, and I'll try it a different way until you're very comfortable with the question, okay?
Okay.
All right, and you're doing well. The other two instructions where you had to answer with words, which you're doing, and you had to wait until the question's finished, and you're doing well with that as well. Okay, so you understand all those instructions?
Okay. Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And you're going to tell me if you don't understand something, right?
Okay.
All right, well, that's important. All right, but when we left off in March, why don't you tell me, what you've been doing in terms of your medical treatment since March?
Well, I had physical therapy, and this shining virus, and everything was canceled. A layoff or so that's over with.
Okay, did you have some treatment at No Light, Northern Light?
Yes, Northern Lights, physical therapy.
Physical therapy for what specifically?
My head injury on the bus.
Okay. Can you give me and you did that before, but I want to see which ones you're still bothered. Can you give me a list of the body parts that you're claiming that you injured in the accident?
Okay.
And the ones that are still bothering you since March, okay?
Okay. My brain, memory, elbow and hand, and left hip,
Okay, that's a full list?
and headache.
Okay,
And the light,
that's a full list?
no, the light, I hurt my eyes. It hurt to give me more pain in my brain of this injury.
All right, my question really is about the body parts. And what you've told me is your hand, your elbow, and your brain, right?
Hand.
Those are the three body parts?
Hand, elbow, left hip, brain, head, memory.
All right. Okay, fine. I wanted to ask you, are you aware that there's a video of this event?
It should be.
Okay, have you ever seen it?
No.
Okay. Do you know what a GPS is?
Yes.
All right. GPS can basically track speed, right?
Yes.
You know that?
Yes.
All right.
They did it on
And that's a pretty,
I did it on my phone. The speed.
okay.
Got the bus.
You did what on your phone? Speed what?
GPS. Give you the speed.
Okay.
How fast the bus is going. Bus go about 39 miles an hour. Several times.
Well, the day of the accident, you weren't tracking the bus with your GPS, were you?
No.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm talking about. So, and the GPS is a pretty accurate instrument, right?
Yes. Sometimes.
All right. Well, if it's, as long as there's nothing broken on it, it's pretty accurate, right?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that answer?
I have no idea. That sometimes
No.
that works and sometimes don't. It's nothing
All right.
perfect.
Okay. No, I got that. Are you aware that there's a GPS on the bus that records the bus's speed?
It should be. I don't know anything about the GPS on the bus.
Okay. Well, I want you to assume for my question that there is a GPS on the bus. Is there any reason for you to believe that the information that GPS recorded on the date of your accident was inaccurate?
I didn't see your GPS.
All right, and I didn't ask you whether you saw it. I'm asking, do you have any information to suggest that it was somehow not working properly?
I'm not a mechanic.
No, but okay. In terms of the speed, you'd agree with me, wouldn't you, that a GPS would probably be more accurate than just someone on the street trying to estimate a speed,
Well,
right?
we'll have to see your information to answer your question.
All right. Well, I understand that. I'm just talking about in general, not this specific thing. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
GPS, if you have a real good GPS, it will be perfect. If you have a cheaper model, it won't work right.
Okay. The information that I have from that GPS, and I want you to assume this is accurate. I know you haven't seen it, and I'm going to try to show it to you at some point. The information indicates that from the time that the bus left the Brewer Shopping Center until the time of the braking, the bus speed maximum was 19 miles an hour. Do you have any reason to believe that that is inaccurate?
Yes.
What?
I can tell the speed, how fast it's going.
Well,
That's the time that they put the brake on.
well, I have a GPS that recording the miles per hour. You don't think that's more accurate than your estimation, assuming that it's working?
19 miles an hour, the bus could stop lot easier than putting the brake on hard. If you're going fast, it will leave a black mark on the street.
Right. You're going back to my question. My question is, assuming the GPS was working properly and it recorded no speed higher than 19 miles an hour, what information do you have that would suggest that's inaccurate?
No comment.
What's that mean? No comment.
I don't want to answer your question.
Well, that's the purpose of the deposition. I mean, you have to answer my question unless there's, some, reason why you're not going to answer my question.
Because I don't believe it. Bus wasn't going 19 miles an hour. But
I understand that. I'm asking you to just assume that's true. You don't have to agree it's true. I'm asking you if the GPS, and I know you haven't seen it, if the GPS was operating properly and demonstrated that the bus went no faster than 19 miles an hour, you don't have any evidence at all that would suggest that was inaccurate, right? Other than your own sort of feeling about it, right?
what's your question?
Okay, then I'll repeat it again. I want you to assume that the GPS that was on the bus was operating properly, and the recorded that the bus, between the time it left the shopping center at Brewer and the time that the brakes went on, GPS indicates that the bus did not exceed 19 miles an hour, okay? And I'm asking you, do you have any specific evidence other than you don't think so, that the GPS is inaccurate?
If when the bus left the shopping center, second exit, he was going fast, and when you put the brake on, then you're going slower than probably 19 miles an hour.
I don't think, well, you just made a statement, but you didn't answer my question, okay? And my question goes, if you assume that the GPS during the whole time. So the time it leaves the Brewer Shopping Center until the brake is pressed, the maximum speed is 19 miles an hour. My question is, what information do you have to suggest that is inaccurate, assuming what I say is true?
Okay, the black mark on the road from the brake on the bus suggests it was going more than 19 miles an hour.
Okay, so a black mark on the road, that would be one thing. And when did you make this observation? There was a black mark on the road.
2 days after, and I sent you the copy, the picture of that and where it was happened now.
Okay, so other than the black mark, you told me one thing. Anything else?
I used to drive a car, know how fast the car is traveling.
So your own feeling about it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so those two things, a black mark on the road and your own feeling, right?
Right.
All right, and you don't have any sort of, training in or experience in sort of analyzing accidents, do you?
No.
Okay. Recently, I got a document from you in July when we were talking about your expert designations. Do you remember sending me some stuff?
Yes.
All right. And what I got from you, it says, it's a 3-page list of, it looks like, problems that you're experiencing. And what I want to know is, when we go through these, if you relate all these to the accident, and that's the first question, and secondly, do you continue to experience those today, okay?
Thank you.
All right. It says you can't recall events prior to or after a fall. Is that true?
I don't remember when I had that injury. I don't remember anything before that.
You don't remember anything before
Not like I remember I asked the bus driver to put the seatbelt on me.
That's the last thing that you remember?
What I remember is I asked the bus driver to put the seatbelt on me. He wouldn't do it. He drove. I didn't say he drove to Brewer. He went second exit, turn left, and I heard a car. Cars put the gas on and swirling its tires, make it go fast. Left a black mark on the street.
Where would that have been? When he took off from the shopping center?
Yeah.
So do you know what the term laid rubber is?
Black mark on the street.
Yes. So what you're saying is when he left the Brewing Shopping Center,
The car came out, left the swirling tires in front of the bus. That's all I heard. I didn't see the car.
Oh, you're talking about the black mark was from the car, not the bus.
And that's the...
Is that right? I just want to get that right.
Okay. From the parking lot. Car, swirless tire, left a black mark on the street. And when the bus put the brake on, he left his black mark on the main street.
Okay, so there's two black marks.
Yes.
There's the black mark from the white car as it leaves the Brewer Shopping Center. That's one, right?
Yeah, the car, yeah.
All right, the car. And then the bus, you believe there's a black mark after he applied the brakes?
Yes, I got pictures of it.
All right. But go back, what we're talking about now is I'm going to talk about, and I'm trying to get back to the problems that you're having,
Okay.
right? This list of problems. Doesn't have anything to do with the bus or the car. It has to do more with you and how you feel, right?
Okay.
You with me?
Yep.
All right. So it says that you move clumsily. Is that still a problem that you're experiencing?
It started after my injury was. Now, not too much.
Okay. Loses consciousness.
No.
You don't have that anymore?
No.
Okay. Personality changes. Do you have that anymore?
I feel like I do.
All right. Headache.
Yes, I do. That's why I wear sunglasses.
Vomiting.
No.
Do you have that?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious. I mean, you sent me this list of symptoms on July 17th.
I think yes. The symptoms, what we call it, me hit your head on, and you have the white. I can't think of that word.
Concussion?
Concussion. That's a system of concussion. I sent you.
Oh, okay. So, well, then maybe I misunderstood. So you're saying these are symptoms of concussion, but
Yes.
you may not have them,
I
right?
have some of them. Yes.
Okay. So you're not claiming you have all of these, right?
Right.
Okay. And where did you find this list?
Website.
Okay. And when did you first look on a website about the symptoms of concussion? Right after the accident?
No.
When?
But should be a date on the paper, ain't it?
Well, but the date on the paper is when you made it. When's the first time you looked on the a website about symptoms relating to concussion?
3 months later.
3 months after the accident.
Yes.
What'd you learn when you looked that up?
I look at,
Were there lots of symptoms listed?
what I do, I watch a YouTube video talking about the system, what that caused, and I
Okay.
had some.
So that would have been about December, right? You started watching videos?
Yeah.
And you watched more than one video, right, about concussions, right?
Yes.
Can you give me some idea of how many YouTube videos on concussions in December of following the accident you might have watched? How many?
Probably 6 or 10.
6 or 10. And you learned a lot about all the different types of symptoms that you could get from concussion,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
All right.
Some I agree with some of them. What they says I have.
All right. Well, why don't you list for me which ones those are that you have
Okay.
presently?
Okay. Beginning or now?
Now, but I already talked to you about in March.
The headaches,
Okay.
eyes hurting, like hurting the eyes,
All right.
memory, hand, elbow pain. I have surgery on both, and 24th I'm gonna have another surgery on my right hand and elbow. And that.
Okay. Well, right now, I want to go to the concussion symptoms.
Okay.
You know, not your elbow or your arm. You told me that you had headaches,
Mhm.
that the bright light bothered your eyes,
Yep.
and you had memory, right? Memory issues.
Yes.
Okay. Any others now, or is that it?
And with the concussion, no, other part included.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
Other parts, you got other parts of the body caused from the injury.
Well, yeah, I'm just right now want to focus on the problems that you're having, that you think you're having because of your head injury now. And right now you've given me 3 things.
Yep.
The light, the headaches, and your memory. Anything else other than that? Not about your other body parts, just about what you believe is coming from your head injury.
And feel, I don't know how you explain it. You're sometimes the eyes, well, look at things like moving around.
Okay. All right. Your eyes see things moving around that aren't moving around. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, like you go across the street, you see that look like it's moving around.
Okay.
At times.
Okay, now I got 4 things on my list. Anything else bothering you with respect to your question? I got headache. I've got things moving around. Your memory and the light bothers you. Anything else that now you're having problems with respect to what you believe is related to your head injury?
Yeah. Sometimes I walk and it feel like things moving around when I try to walk too.
Okay, is that like the moving around that you just explained? Is that the
Yeah.
same thing, or is it different?
Let's go with it.
All right. Okay, we've got 4 things now: the moving around, the headaches, the light, and your memory. Anything else other than that?
Give me a minute to think.
Sure.
Right, maybe the ringing ears.
Ringing ears. Okay. How long? How many? Does that happen often, or just once in a while?
All the time.
All the time. Okay. That brings us to 5 things. Anything else?
I got hearing loss.
Hearing loss.
Yeah.
And you were relating that to your head injury that you
Made it worse.
made it worse.
Yeah.
Okay. Hearing loss.
That's about it.
Okay. Well, you say that's about it.
Yeah.
Take a minute to think, because I want to make sure I get a full and complete list. Okay. Do you think I have a full and complete list?
Thinking about things, and not sleep.
Well, you always think about things, right?
Fusing things, nightmares, not
Nightmares.
sleeping.
Nightmares about what?
An accident, falling down, hitting in the bus, putting the brake on, hitting the head, nightmares.
And how often do you get those?
3 times a week.
I mean, you've fallen down before, right?
Not like this.
Well, you've fallen down before, and you've even injured your head before, right?
This made it worse.
Well, I'm not. That's my question. My question is, you've fallen down, right? Yes.
Yes.
Before this accident, and you've fallen down and hit your head before this accident, right?
Not too, probably 2 years later. 2 years and past, maybe.
Well, right. So 2 years ago, you fall down, you hurt your head, but you don't have nightmares about that, do you?
No, cause it wasn't that worse or bad.
Well, you got medical treatment for it, right?
Not too much. This injury had a lot of treatment for it.
All right. Now do I have a full and complete list? since I've added your nightmares.
Yes.
All right. Okay, now we've got that full list, and you've already mentioned your elbow and your hand, is it?
2 hands, 2 elbows. My left hip, where I landed on the floor in an accident. And like the joint in your hip.
All right, so outside of that, you're claiming that you injured both of your hands, you injured both of your elbows, and you injured your left hip in this fall, and
It made it worse.
they haven't got. Okay. They haven't gotten. I'm sorry.
I had surgery on my left hand, my left elbow. It's getting better. Takes 6 months, a year, and had another go. It made it. Doctor said my left hand is a lot more stronger now. On the 24th, I will have right hand elbow surgery. That's another 6 months, a year to recover. And actually, that made it worse.
Just a minute, I'm looking for something. Who are you treating with for your left, your right elbow and hand?
John McGill.
Okay. How long after the accident did you realize that you injured your arms and your hip?
Few months later.
Okay, a few months after the accident.
Yeah.
You started having problems a few months later with your right hand and arm?
Yep. It made it worse, yes.
Well, I just want to make sure that I'm clear, that I understand what you're telling me. You said about 3 or 4 months after the accident, you realized that your right hand, your right elbow were worse, right?
Yes.
Do you remember injuring your left hip before this accident?
Nope.
The one we're talking about with the bus?
Don't remember.
All right.
If it did, it made it worse.
Okay. How often, how many times a week are you treating at the present time? With anybody?
No. My John McGill and my new family doctor.
Sorry, you're what?
New family doctor.
New family doctor.
And what did you say before that? Anybody before that?
John McGill.
McGill.
John McGill. Okay, thank you.
Because of this virus from China, closed everything down.
All right. So how often? Like one time a week or once every 2 weeks, or what are you doing?
Okay.
What's your frequency?
Okay, tomorrow, 24th, I'm going to have surgery on my right hand and elbow. Then 31st, I'm going to see my family doctor.
Okay. And what is the problem with your right hand and elbow? What have they told you? What are they What are they repairing? I mean, it's not, is it a fracture? Is it what?
Pinched nerve.
Pinched nerve?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got my new power chair.
Yeah, I saw you were, in your medical records that you were almost having problems, right?
Yeah.
All right, and in terms of your day-to-day activities, you're doing pretty much the same as, you've been in the past?
Not too much.
Well, as I understand it, what you told me last time was, you stay home, you go out in your chair, and you look on your computer, that kind of thing. You're still doing all that, right?
Sometimes I'm mostly laying down on a bed.
You're laying down in the bed. Why?
In pain.
From what?
From the injury.
What injury? What?
On the butt.
Which? No, but what injury are we talking about? We're talking about you're in pain on your right arm, the one they're going to do the surgery on?
My head. My hip.
Okay. Your headache?
Yeah.
All right. Have you shared all that with your doctor that you're in bed? So have you told him about that?
Not yet. I got new doctor, got this virus thing going around. Ain't normal time. I'm gonna see him on the 31st and tell him.
Who is the new person?
Where's the box at? Yeah. Let's see. Paul. I need things right. That's nuts.
Well, where do they work? What facility?
Healthcare mall on Union Street.
Healthcare mall.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Is that
Medicine. Family medicine.
Oh, Penn Bay.
Family medicine. 312.
Okay.
Did you say Suite 12 or 312?
SUITE 12.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think that's the case for it.
How do you get out there?
On my power chair on the bus.
On the bus?
Yeah.
So you've been riding the bus ever since this event, right?
Yes.
That's your means of transportation,
Yeah,
right?
yes.
So I take it you're not too afraid to get on a bus because you're doing it often.
I got no choice.
Well, right, but you haven't, tried to make other arrangements. Basically, you used the bus the day after this accident, didn't you?
Yes, I tried. I went to my power chair brewer Walmart on my power chair and I had to recharge my chair up to make it back home. I also have had cysts in my neck.
You have a cyst in your neck?
Yeah.
What's that from?
I don't know, probably from the injury.
Okay, so you're going to claim that the cyst in your neck is from this as well?
Yes.
What problem are you having let me ask you a different question. What problem are you having that's not related to the accident?
Diabetes, my feet,
Okay. Anything else?
diabetes nerve pain in my feet.
Okay. So other than the diabetic nerve pain in your feet, everything else is related to the accident?
And I got a kidney, what do you call it? Kidney failure. Stage 3.
Okay. Okay. I got it. So those two things, your diabetes and your kidney problems,
Yeah.
are unrelated, but everything else is related to, you think is related to the accident, right?
Yes.
All right. And why don't you tell me again, for like the time before, in the month before the accident, what kind of problems, what body parts were bothering you in the month before the accident during, that time frame?
Before?
Yeah,
Okay. That's my memory. I had no pain.
none whatsoever.
I don't believe so.
All right, so you were outside of your diabetes and your foot nerve pain, you were
Well, except
having,
I had problem with my diabetes, nerve pain in my leg and feet. That's it.
all right? But other than that, you were doing fine?
Yes.
Is that your testimony today?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if you were able to see this. I'm going to show it to you. Can you see that?
I was in that white car on State Street there. I see the bus
Yes.
and the seat. And I don't see me being blown out of my park chair.
No, this is just the bus photo. I have a photograph in that same photograph of you sitting prior to that. Let me see if I can get that part on there.
Yeah.
That's you in the back. You see that?
Yes.
Okay, you're sitting. Does that look like the scene of where the event took place? The white car and
At State Street and looked like the same area.
right. And if you can see, the white car is that's the left-hand turn lane, right?
Looked like a left lane.
You never saw the white car, did you?
No.
All right, well,
I only heard
you,
the wheel string. That's strong.
but that was back at the shopping center, right?
Yes. Dollar store, shopping center. Yes.
All right, and you didn't have any ability to, at least from where you were sitting, you didn't have any ability to have the same view as the driver of the white car, right?
Right.
Because the seats would have been blocking and the driver would have been blocking
Yeah.
your view, right?
Yeah.
All right. And you'll notice at the bottom of this, you see those numbers, you see that?
No, which one?
Well, there's a bunch of numbers there. You will see the date is there. There's September. Let me pull that down. It says it's September the 23rd at 11:30. That's the date of the accident and the time, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
All right. And you see down here on this portion where it says miles per hour. You see that?
No.
Okay, I'll show you that. Right where my finger is, right there. See that?
MPH. Yeah.
MPH, miles per hour.
Yes.
And you see that the number 19 is next to that?
Yes.
Okay. And you'd agree at least the date is right?
Yes.
The time is right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Would you agree the GPS is right as well?
Looked like the enter the first time he put the brake on, it's about slowing down. Probably 19 miles an hour.
Okay. And up until that point, from the time of the, you left the shopping center, I mean, you were just looking out the window, right?
Looking out the window on the right side and think, what outside moving fast? Yes.
Okay. You see on the bus, there's some green pads on the, are those pads on the bus, those green things?
They ain't pads, it's sitting. Seats, not pads.
What are they made of, just plastic?
Plastic and some kind of material, not pads. Did you
All
see,
right.
okay, you have a picture of me coming out of my chair?
Well, I don't have it pulled out of video. But can you tell me from looking at the photograph, you see the photograph at the top where you're seated?
Yes.
All right.
What about,
Well,
wait,
share that. Would
do
it
it
be easier
again.
to do if I shared that?
Yeah, how do I do it?
I'll do it for you.
What do you want me to do? Catherine already sent it to you.
It should be coming up any second.
There we go.
Okay, there's me there.
You
So-
gotta keep your mic up, Mr. Whittington.
Okay, look like there, that second time you put the brake on, that look like, or second time you put the brake on.
What do you mean the second time? Where was the first time?
Back further, when you come out of the driveway, out of the parking lot.
Well, the bus was stopped before it went out onto the road, right?
But bus pulled out the parking lot on the street, and that's the second exit down further. And you turn left, and before the second exit, you put this brake on. And this picture looks like it's down further.
All right, so he puts the brake on twice.
Yes,
And which time do you go out? The first time or the second time?
the first time.
Okay. All right. So if you look at the top photo, right, that shows you sitting in the bus, right?
Yes,
All right, that's you, right?
yeah. Whoop. I can't see the picture too good.
Okay. All right, well, I want you to assume it's you. We can get the whole video, but it's you sitting. Can you tell me on where you believe that you hit your head
Okay,
when you came out of the seat? If you could just describe that from that picture.
okay.
There are three green seats in front of you.
Yeah.
There is a pole that goes down. Why don't you tell me in detail what you remember?
The second picture on the right is behind me. Okay, there's one bar in front of me.
Yes, I see that.
Okay.
It's like going from the ground to the ceiling by by one of the green seats, right?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, when the first time you put the brake on, I flew past them 3 seats and hit the wall behind the bus driver.
Okay, in front of that pole that we can see in the picture.
The right picture of me. You think it's
Yeah, there's a pole right in front of
Yes.
you.
Okay.
Okay.
When the first time he put the brake on, I flew past the 3 seats fast, hit my head twice I hit
Okay, where?
Okay, first time I hit my head on the right side. The second time you put the brake on, I hit my left side, my head.
Okay, well, let's just slow that down a little bit. So, what I got it, you told me that you're flying past the third seat the first time that you hit the brake on, and then you hit your head. I know you told me where on your head,
Yes.
but where on the bus did your head hit?
Okay.
The back seat of the driver?
Okay, you see that, obviously, a black, something got, brown, look like a brown sheet of paper and two white sheet of paper on there.
Yeah.
I hit that other side. Where you go
Okay,
around.
right.
I hit
The
that.
side that you can't, the side that you can't see, right? It's the
Right, right,
So it's the wall or the back area where the driver was, right?
right.
So, and you hit which side of your head on that one?
First time, my right side. The second time I put the brake on, I hit my left side.
Okay. So, okay,
You got the pictures
brake-
of it.
Okay, but I'm on to your memory. So the brake goes on, you come up, you said you flew up, you hit the surface of the area with the right side of your head, and then there was what, a second braking?
Yes.
All right, but you were already at the front of the bus, right?
Yes. And
All right.
my right side was more worse, bruised and worser than my left.
All right. And okay, then what happened? Second braking.
Oh.
How long? Let me ask you a different question. How long in between the first braking and the second braking? How many seconds?
20 seconds.
20 seconds?
And when I hit the wall, I call it a wall, and I landed on the floor with my left hip on the floor.
Okay. But when you came out, I mean, when you hit your head, you weren't going any faster at that time, right? So you just rolled over onto your left side?
I tried. I went over to get up and get put the brake on again. So when the bus stopped, period, I landed on the floor, and the bus driver said, I got up, sat on that seat, the green seat. The bus driver told me it's more comfortable to sit on my wheelchair seat. And when the scrod, and he called in to the station, and he pulled over to a Hannaford parking lot, ambulance came, the bus driver told me, told two ambulance person, bus driver told them, I got standing up, I lost balance, and I fell down. That's the line. I wouldn't have no bruises on my forehead from that.
Okay. Going back to this delay, I mean, when the first brake come on, did the bus come to a stop and then start moving again before it braked the second time?
Okay. Second time he put the brake on, and he,
Listen to my question. My question was, when the first braking occurred, did the bus come to a stop?
no.
Okay.
The second time he did. He pulled over and called into the garage.
Right. No, I got that part. I'm really back where the operation of the bus.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you never saw the white car until after the braking, right?
I only heard the car swirling, his tires came out.
Yeah.
That's all I
Right, but
know.
that was back at the Brewer Shopping Center. I'm talking about at the point where the bus driver put on the brakes.
I didn't see.
You never saw the car.
I didn't see the car.
Okay. All right. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Hatch to ask you a few questions and see if he has anything, and we'll take it from there.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Whittington. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Great. So you.
Can I take that down? Can I take that
I
down?
was just gonna ask you that.
You know what? Leave it up for just a second. Actually, you
Okay.
can leave it up for just a few seconds, Debbie.
You got it. Should be back up in a second.
Sure. So, Mr. Whittington, as you may know, I represent Amanda Gorel in this matter. And I'm fairly new to the case, so I didn't have an opportunity to meet with you back in March when Attorney Costlow was asking you questions. And I'll be, I think, really brief here this morning. In this lawsuit, you have sued the city of Bangor, correct?
Yes.
And you understand the city has brought Amanda Gorel into the case,
Yes.
but you have not sued Amanda Gorel, correct?
Right.
Earlier, Mr. Costlow asked you if you agreed that the white vehicle that's depicted on our screens is in the left lane. Do you recall that?
I didn't see the car.
I understand you didn't see
Okay.
the car.
Oh, okay, look like from the picture, the white car is going to come into the right lane.
And do you see, just in looking at this picture, do you see in front of the white car where there's a white line on the road and there's a left turn lane and a right turn lane? Do you see those
Yes.
markings on the road?
Yes.
And at least at the point at which this picture is taken, the white car had not reached the point at which there's a left turn lane and a right turn lane, correct?
Look like car look like it's going into the right lane because of the way the car is pointing.
Right. And I understand that from your perspective, it looks like the car is turning towards the right lane, but the actual lanes on the roadway where there's a left lane and a right lane are in front of where that car is, correct?
Right lane, left lane, it's up further.
Right. You can take that down, Debbie. Do you receive Medicare benefits, Mr. Whittington?
Medicare, main care, Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Who do you have the Blue Cross Blue Shield through? Is it like a
Yeah.
Medicare option plan?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you go to like your family physician for a routine checkup or because you have a sore throat, do you know who pays your bills, whether it's Medicare or main care? Both. And since this incident back in September of 2019, is it your understanding that both Medicare and main care have paid for some of your treatment?
I got some bills from them.
From both?
Yep. I think Norton Lights.
But you don't pay those bills, either Medicare or main care pays those bills on your behalf?
Social Security, Medicare paid for the add-on thing, insurance.
And just a few kind of quick background questions, Mr. Whittington. You came to Maine in, what was it, around 2000?
Don't remember.
You resided in Ohio before you came to Maine?
Ohio, yes.
How were you born and bred in Ohio?
Yes.
What did you do for work in Ohio?
I worked the jobs I had.
Yeah.
When I was young, I helped my brother build century fence and a janitorial.
You helped your brother build what? I'm sorry.
Pardon?
I didn't hear your answer. You helped your brother build something?
Chain link fence.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, chain link fence.
Chain link fences. Yeah. And when you, go ahead.
And I had a job washing dishes, janitorial, had my own business taking the pictures.
And when you came to Maine, you worked as a janitor and
No,
at
but
Walmart?
one was in Ohio.
I'm
When
sorry.
when I was in Ohio, I worked.
Oh, okay. So when you came to Maine, did you work at any point after you came to Maine?
Came in Maine, I didn't work.
Okay. I'm all set.
Okay. Can you, well, I guess we don't have breakout rooms today. Chris, can you give me a call later? Is there anything you want to talk to me about or you want me to do? You know, you can call me and tell me. All right, call me anyway when we're done and we'll talk. Okay, yeah, I don't have any other questions. You got a right to read and sign it if you want. And I do have a couple more questions, just briefly. You've understood my questions here today, haven't you, Mr. Whittington?
Best my knowledge, yes.
All right. And you think we've treated you fairly this morning?
Seemed like it,
Okay, and give you an opportunity to get all your answers out?
yes.
All right. And did you follow my instructions that you didn't answer anything you didn't understand? Did you follow that?
Best of my knowledge, I didn't.
Okay. All right. I don't have anything else. Thanks.
And I'm all set also. It was nice to meet you, Mr. Whittington.
Nice to meet you too. God bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you. Bye, Deb.
Take care, Fred.
Take care, everybody.
Will do.
Rob, do you want a copy?
Yeah,
Yeah. Condensed. It's good.
yeah.
You got it, Fred. Okay.
All right,
Great.
bye.
Thanks, Debbie.
You're very welcome.
All righty, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Oh.